Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we are completely cutting through the noise. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We've all seen those flashy get-rich-quick schemes and the wild promises of making instant millions with absolutely zero effort. We are totally forgetting all of that today. Instead, we're demystifying passive income and looking at the actual tested and highly scalable wealth frameworks that are working right now in 2026.
Here is exactly how we're going to map this all out for you today. First, dream versus reality. Second, the 2026 advantage. Third, 7 pathways to profit. Then, choosing your perfect model. Fifth is the AI search secret. And finally, starting before you're ready.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, Dream versus Reality. So before we can actually build serious wealth, we really need to reset our expectations. The text poses this idea: imagine waking up in the morning, checking your phone, and seeing that you've earned money overnight. I mean, that is the ultimate fantasy, right? Detaching yourself from trading your precious hours for dollars? But the internet hype machine usually leaves out the most important part: how you actually get there.
Here is the harsh but ultimately super exciting reality. Passive income absolutely does not mean zero work. By definition, it's money earned with minimal daily effort after an initial setup. The absolute magic word here is leverage. Whether we're talking about rental income, book royalties, or an online course, you are doing massive upfront labor. You're using your time, your money, or your tech once to build an asset so that you can get paid over and over again.
Moving right along to Section 2, the 2026 advantage.
Now, if you're sitting there wondering when to start, you really need to understand that the landscape right now is completely unprecedented. Thanks to the massive explosion of AI and automation recently, the costs to build these systems have absolutely plummeted. Think about it. A single person, literally sitting in their living room, can launch a digital product, totally automate their marketing workflows, and sell globally with zero physical inventory. This isn't just about extra cash, it's about real financial freedom and building a shield against job loss.
Which brings us to Section 3, 7 pathways to profit.
So what are the actual vehicles that will get us to that freedom? Well, you can kind of think of this like a menu. On one side, we have incredibly fast-scaling content and digital assets. This is stuff like niche blogs, digital products, affiliate marketing, print on demand, and YouTube automation. On the other side, we have tech and investment assets, like building a SaaS tool or investing in dividend-paying stocks. Now, those routes on the right, they might take a bit more technical skill or some upfront capital, for sure, but they are incredibly stable and highly profitable in the long term.
Now, what's really interesting here is the micro math behind something like that SaaS model. $10,000 a month sounds like a massive mountain to climb, right? But break it down. If you build a simple, effective niche AI tool, you only need 1,000 users paying just $10 a month to hit $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. That is exactly what we mean when we talk about the incredible power of leverage.
All right, let's jump into Section 4, choosing your perfect model.
Having 7 different options is great, but it's really easy to feel overwhelmed. So let's act like a financial sommelier for a second and pair your specific life constraints with the absolute perfect business model for you. If you have plenty of time but no money, well, your sweat equity is your capital, so start a niche blog or a YouTube channel. Got money but limited time? Dividend stocks are your passive sweet spot. If you happen to possess highly specialized skills, create and sell digital products. And if you've got technical ability, look into building a SaaS tool. So ask yourself right now, what exact mix of time, capital, and skills are you working with today?
Okay, let's move to Section 5, the AI search secret.
Once you actually pick your digital model, your execution is literally everything. And you have to know that the rules of search have fundamentally changed. Here is the modern playbook. 1. Use clear headings, your H1s and H2s. 2. Answer specific questions directly. 3. Provide structured explanations. 4. Always write in natural language. And 5. Avoid old-school keyword stuffing entirely. Today's AI models are just incredibly smart. They completely prioritize authoritative, human-first problem-solving over that old robotic optimization.
And finally, Section 6, start before you're ready. Honestly, all the strategy in the world means absolutely nothing without the right mindset to survive that initial 3 to 12-month growth window.
You don't need a perfect website, you don't need expensive tools or a massive audience to begin. You just need a clear problem, a scalable solution, and consistent daily action. Remember, passive income is built, it's not found. So you start small, you improve weekly, you reinvest your profits, and then you scale.
There is an incredibly powerful metaphor from the source material that I want to use to drive this home. Think of passive income like planting trees. You water them early, later they produce fruit repeatedly. This just perfectly captures the absolute necessity of upfront labor. You literally have to water that tree when it is just a patch of dirt. You put in the work way before you see the reward. But once those roots take hold, your income becomes automated.
Which brings us to the single most important question of this entire explainer. Will you start planting your tree today, or are you going to wait until tomorrow? The models we've talked about are proven. The tools to build them are cheaper than ever before, and the path forward is crystal clear. So, choose your pathway, leverage whatever resources you have, and start building. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I genuinely cannot wait to see what amazing systems you all build.